we're live. Hello, everybody. Susan Bachelder here. What you are about to watch is going to be something a little bit different than you've seen. I'm here with my unstoppable partner, Tammy Montgomery, and I'm very, very excited. I'm going to take a minute to set the stage because this is different. This is really different. So, first and foremost, if you are watching this, as of right now, we don't intend on making this public. So take the time to watch through in its entirety, because as we roll out what we have to share with you today, you're gonna want to follow through till the end. And that's not like a marketing hook or hype. This is the truth. This is really important. So maybe shut off some distraction, get comfortable, grab a cup of tea or something, and watch all the way through. I'm not going to predict how long because we know what we want to say. We know what we want to share, but we don't have a timeline. Nothing is going to restrict us right now in this moment because what we have to share is really important. The second thing that I want to say, and this is a promise, and again, not hype, if you open your mind and just shut off all the other busy stuff that's going on, what we have to share with you right here in this video will change your perspective, and it may just change your life. So just be open. I invite you to be open to that. Maybe take a big breath and just be open to it. It's changing our lives up until this point, and by putting this intention out there and sharing from our heart to you, I guarantee it's going to change our lives tonight, right through this. So we're here with you. This is the whole part of the journey. It's like we're painting a picture, and you've become a part of the landscape along with us. So that's really how powerful it is. Here's the thing, what we're doing is building a business and building a community, but within that, we're also building each other, we're building ourselves, and it's more than just about money. It's more than just about money. Money is the tool, and what we're creating is true freedom, true relationships, true growth, and true life. And it's really a beautiful thing. And we ourselves are grateful and we're celebrating it. So I invite you to join us in that and just follow along with the story. So I'm going to continue setting the stage, and then I'll introduce our focus of the story. And the reason is because for you to really understand what Tammy Montgomery is going to share, the parts of her story, you need to have the pieces in place. So maybe you're watching a band, or maybe this is your band and you're setting up. The pieces have to be in place. The instruments have to be there. The stage has to be set. So that's all I'm doing. And I'll be as quick as possible. But it's really important for you to be able to hear the music, per se. So a year ago today, and that's why we chose today to share it, I hosted a hangout, and it was story time. And the reason why, in specific, I hosted the hangout was I had been watching Tammy. I had met her the previous August, so like 7 months before. Just met her briefly, knew a bit about her. And here's what I saw. I saw an amazing leader, a successful business person, who had like just incredible strength, brilliant knowledge, some awesome business strategies, and was just doing really well. But I saw that people didn't know what she was doing. And I saw that she had a lot more to give than people were realizing, and that she had a story. I honestly didn't know what the story was, but I thought she would impact people more if they heard her story. And I'm passionate about helping people share their stories anyway, but to be honest with you, this was a little bit different this time. I just really had this really strong intuition that people gotta know this lady. Like they need to know her. She was just inspiring me, and there just looked like there was so much more behind. There was so much more inside, and I just had this craving to pull it out. So I invited her, and she'll tell you from her point of view, but she was a bit surprised. I am kind of weird that way. We weren't connected financially. I just seriously wanted people to know her better. And it was just from the heart. That's simple, how it was. As I learned her story during that hangout, I was so moved that I wanted even more. I wanted to work right with Tammy. And then what happened after the red button was shut off and the recording stopped, what happened after that was nothing short of miraculous. It was one of those moments where you can call it magical, but you really have to visualize the thousands of words and pieces and moments have to fall into place to make one of those kind of magical moments. And so I don't think either of us can really put it into words, but it catapulted us into this year as it happened. So in the description before you watch this video, you might have seen me describe, I forget the words that I said, but essentially the intention was to share one story, and it became two entangled stories that were essentially life-changing. That is absolutely true. It's absolutely true. So that's what we're going to unravel amongst all that. I want to tell you another, and again, I'll try to be brief, but it's just all coming out. I want to tell you a brief story about this. Happens naturally if we let it. So I don't have ego into play. It's just I'm not afraid to exercise what I feel needs to be done or said, and never have been. So I didn't even realize what I was doing. But when our intention is for the help of the person and not going up against what we're afraid of, so we're not digging up the bravery per se, we're just out to help that person that we're out to help. When our focus is on accomplishing that heart activity, we're not afraid of what we're up against, I guess. So I was probably about 4 years old, and there was this fella, I think he was about 17 at the time. I'm not sure if you know what a mongoloid is, but he's, they used to call them waterheads as well, water brains. They were born with too much water on their head, and so they didn't develop properly. And he was quite a severe case of it. He essentially had spent his 17 years within one of those metal steel cribs. And so I was born with severe asthma. So I spent most of my first 4 years in the hospital, literally fighting for breath. So I think that's where my core true gratitude comes from. I was literally born being grateful for every breath. And so I was just always in the hospital, and he was always there. So he became very much a part of my world. And the nurses never got him up. And so his face and head was misshaped, his jaw was misshaped, and he was just kind of quickly fed and then left. He didn't get to wear clothes like I did. Like, I saw all the differences. Why is this different? Why does he not deserve to run around and play like me? So he can't, like, physically, but why doesn't he deserve to be up? Why doesn't he deserve to look at you when you're feeding him? I had all these questions that I didn't even really understand. So I gained his trust first. I would talk to him every day as long as I could. I would read him stories and work at him until he could say my name. He had never said any words, and I taught him how to say hello and how to say my name. And I insisted. I was not afraid of those nurse times. They were kind of scary, actually. Back in those days, there was no, the nursing was different anyway. It's just rules, and that was that. So I would not stop, and I have no concept of time, how long this took, but I convinced them that he had to be sitting up to eat, and that he had to have some sort of colored shirt on, not just the same pajamas. So yeah, and it changed. He laughed with me. He never laughed before. He laughed with me, and I did everything to get his attention. Like, well, I don't know, like, I would stand on my head, I would do somersaults in front of him, I would play peekaboo, just to get his attention. And you know why? It's just this core thought, and just remember this thought as we Gary into what we have to say. I just thought he deserved it. He deserved all the comforts and joy. Why didn't he? Right? Deserved it. Simple as that. So when your focus is doing what you're passionate about, things don't hold you back as much. It's just a shift of focus. It's just a shift of focus. That's it. It's like reframing it. So all of you that are listening, you have some sort of struggle. I know you do, because we all do. So maybe you've already been building your business from home, your online business. Maybe you've had a brick and mortar business for years. We've recently had a lot of professionals join us because like the expenses and the support and the insurances, just the way things are shifting, it's way too expensive, and you don't have the support to run your offline business. So offline businesses are moving online. People are trying to build their businesses from home. There's MLMs, you're trying to sell products and everything. And so there's lots of different options that you might be in, and you might be struggling. Maybe you're trying and you've not had any results yet. Maybe you're following all the steps that the company or your sponsors or the instructions tell you to do. Maybe you're following the steps, but you're missing a piece, and we're going to share that piece with you. Maybe you're successful. Maybe you're making six figures, but you've hit a plateau and you can't scale up. Something's just not quite right. You're missing something. We have that piece for you, and we're going to share that with you. So please do follow through, because what this piece that we're talking about, you may have thought of it, but it's going to be a different perspective, or we're going to inspire you to push through, to step into that, to truly become your own security, because that's when you become unstoppable. So I've hopefully gained your trust by a few stories here. I've hopefully opened the door so that you believe that what we have to share with you is important. I've hopefully resonated and related to you that what we have here is going to help whatever it is that you're struggling. And it might not be with business, right? It might be with your health. It might be with some relationships. What we have to share with you literally works in all areas of your life. And all areas need to be looked after. If your back is against the wall and you're real short of money, that's not your only problem. And that's not the only thing you need to work on. So hopefully that's the stage that I've set for you. And without further ado, I will introduce to you a lady who has absolutely inspired me, helped me push harder. Finally, I've met somebody who just is as unstoppable truly as me. It's an absolute joy to work with. She never quits. She never walks away. Doesn't matter what we've faced together in this last year. She just keeps on shocking me. So I'm really excited to what's to come. So here we go. Tammy Montgomery, will you please start from wherever you want to. After that, if you want to start from where we began or wherever, tie it all in. Just share your thing. I cannot wait to hear it. And if you need any injections or anything in between, just shout, or if I think of a question, I'll ask you, but it's all yours.
Okay. Well, I may need a Kleenex. No, I'm thinking I'm going to be okay. I got a little feedback. 1 second here. Let me just make sure everything's okay. Can you hear me okay, Susan?
Yep, I can.
Okay, cool. Wow, that is a hard act to follow. You do such a really good job with storytelling and the whole 9 yards, just setting the stage, making people feel relaxed, and the blood pressure just goes way down listening to you. So yeah, I want to start out just honestly where we first, I guess, had our first hangout right together. And that's what I've been reflecting on today. all day long. It just flashbacks, you know, and I'm like, okay, I got to tell people exactly how this all started, you know, and honestly, it was just kind of like we've said, it's the universe conspiring. And I really do believe in that. I believe in just things happen for a reason. People come into your life for a reason. And I honestly, I wouldn't be BSing people here tonight to say that I was so nervous a year to be on a hangout just like this. And I mean, I think I was up most of the night. I couldn't sleep. I was very intimidated by Susan was. I just thought she had a cool lava lamp in the background. I only knew her, you know, just through Facebook, to be honest. A year before that, we did get on a Google Hangout, but it was with other people. So I thought, now, why does this lady want to actually talk to me? I've been successful, been very, very, very high, and then I've been very, 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 very low. Industry, I didn't feel like people would want to hear my story. So when Susan asked me to tell my story, I was very intimidated because I didn't know where I was going to start. So it's miraculous how she actually got me able to talk that night. And I stopped. So I started unraveling, and I was like, wow, I can actually tell my story, like past that bothered me so bad, I could actually talk about. And for me, the weight, it was like a cloud that lifted off of me that night. Like literally, I can't even describe it. It was almost like a counseling session. And I mean, I was stuck. I was really stuck. I had gained a ton of weight, like 100 pounds. I was doing very well financially. I've been doing very well financially, 6 figures in this industry and top tier for 7 years. Well, let's see, what, 5 years, right, Susan? Sorry, I have a couple tears here. It's hard to really keep the emotion away. So anyway, that night, I just decided, you know what, I'm just going to share it with, maybe people do need to hear my story. Maybe they do need to hear that there's people that have struggled in the past. You know, we lost a lot of materialistic stuff. Okay, let me put it to you that way. I mean, we had dreams of restaurant franchises, and we had a guy that had taken a lot of money from us. So we lost a lot of stuff. I talked about my story that night, and like I said, it was like a cloud that had lifted. And from then on, it was like something switched inside me. Like I literally had a switch inside me, and I said, honestly, this is changing things. I want to help people. I want to help people change their lives, like literally, like my life was changed. So when you believed in me that night and you trusted me to give my story, that right there was an honor. So that's kind of how we move forward. And to have someone that actually says, you know what, you deserve it. I think that's the biggest thing. That was the aha moment. A total stranger at the time, taking your time out, Susan. Like you said, there's no monetary gain. You just wanted people to hear my story. You know what I mean? And we were kind of in the same space. We were in the same niche. You know what I mean? And you're like let's just, like, I was amazed and honored with the fact that you would do that. You know what I mean? So that was the door that kind of opened things for you and I. And then we just started becoming friends, and then started working together. And then just honestly, you've been there for me every day. You've said, you know what, you can do it. So not only have I fixed a lot of personal relationships, I've lost 96 pounds, 11 sizes. 11 sizes.
Yeah, just
and you say,
pause on that for a moment. That, like, 9.5 months, 96 pounds.
It's
And
the most weight I've ever lost.
no, like no
Yeah, and the
bad
thing
diet,
about it, Susan, is it took
surgery, no, like no
no surgery.
major chemicals, nothing.
No MLMs. No, we're not an MLM. We're not pushing any MLMs. Ask me all the time, what supplements are you taking? And what diet are you doing? I said, well, diet? Well, low, because I know what I need to put in my body. I put in good things. I put in avocado. My face is glowing. I don't put any fried foods in me. I drink tons of water. And the thing is like, because you said I deserve it. And, you know, and that right there, when someone tells you that, and without no, you know, I don't even know how to say it, but anyway, yeah. So it's pretty tough talking about this. To think that, oh, and then I think what really shifted it into gear was when you set events and you can, you know, you can coach and help people with marketing and, you know, and things like that. And that's when it really, and I started walking Memorial Day. I said, Susan, I'm going to start walking. And I did. I started walking Memorial Day. And I think I've missed full time of walking. Today I even walked and I jogged and I did my elliptical. So I don't miss a day without, it's like literally the willpower kicked in. There was a switch that, and so when you, there was like literally no more excuses, like all the, like the curtains, like, so I now meet people like in the store, like Susan, I just, the other day, I forgot to tell you, I saw one of my friends I hadn't seen in like 2 years. She walked right by me again, the time, and she wouldn't know who I was. I had to say, hey, Sue, it's me, Tammy. Because she just looked at me and she looked down at me and she looked up at me and she goes, wow. Mexican restaurant that we used to go to a lot, and I didn't want to go into Mexican restaurants for many years, but now we go to Mexican restaurants because it doesn't bother me anymore. And she looked at me and she said, you have nice. And I said, thank you, but I've lost 95 pounds. See, she didn't want to say anything. She didn't want to hurt my feelings. She goes, I knew there was something else. So people, you know, it's just a great feeling. And of course, it makes me happy. So when people say, how are you doing? I'm like, I am extreme. You know, and making money, of course, has always been great. And it's a great sideline. But when you feel like crap about yourself, and you don't want to go anywhere, you know, I didn't want to go anywhere, so I want to go everywhere. Anyway, yeah, you better take it over because I can't.
I'll take this moment while you're and thank you, first of all, thank you for sharing that. I can't wait to reach as many people as possible with that piece of your story, because so many people just need to hear that. Need to hear that it's possible, literally just on the other side of a decision, and those just aren't words. So I just want to dig that out for a bit. Like, yes, Tammy made changes in her diet and her activity and stuff like that, and yes, and we all can do that when we want to. But what made it something that there was no question that she was going to do it every day, no, absolutely no doubt in her mind, no excuses, she wasn't going to accept anything, because from within, that decision was so deep, and she knew that she deserved it so bad, and she wanted it so bad, and she set goals and she aimed for them, and nothing was going to stop her because it came from within. So it doesn't matter how many Tony Robbins audios you listen to get you into the state. He's really good at getting people into that state. You need to know how to get yourself in your own state that helps you do what you want to. So you need to not depend on external factors. It has to come from within. And I love Tony Robbins. I love listening to Oprah, Deepak.
Me too.
Of course, I can't think of all their names, but anyways, I love Eckhart Tolle is my absolute favorite. I love the way he talks, his calm nature. His book, actually, The Power of Now, was my pivotal point. I read it after, I think it was after I separated from my husband, and it helped me be in the now and not worry so much about yesterday and tomorrow. And then I reread it after my car accident. So, you know, there's going to be lots of external things that help us, but ultimately we have to be our own rescue. We have to be our own security. And then we can make better choices about who we surround ourselves with. And we'll attract people that also add to that. That's why Tammy and I work so well together, because we're open to what the other one has to offer. I absolutely have the utmost respect for Tammy. I love her strengths. I accept her weaknesses. I admire her hugely, and I have no problem saying so. And she does the same for me. And you know what? It's really cool. If we could all just be like that, wouldn't the world be a better place? Because it's true, love conquers all. Like, if we could all just be kinder and quit judging, then we would all the noise would stop, and our within would be able to speak up. So that's what Tammy did. Tammy just decided nothing else matters. I can be a better mom. I can be a better wife. I can be a better business person. I can just enjoy life better if I do this for myself, because I deserve it. That's powerful language.
It's very powerful, and I think that's probably something that a lot of women, a lot of parents just don't stop and take care of themselves. Like, I mean, Robbie's 21, Amanda's 17, and I would always put them first, and I would always make sure that they got this, and this every day.
Yep.
And now my son is running alongside me, you know? And it's like, wow, I'm like, why didn't I stop and do this years ago? You know? Like, it just amazes me, you know? I mean, I'm running now 2 miles a day. I couldn't walk a block a year ago. I couldn't walk my knees hurt so bad. Like, literally, I can jog, and I mean, my son's like, wow, Mom, last night, he's like, I can't even keep up with you. And I can't believe I'm so freaking emotional tonight. This is ridiculous, Susan. I didn't think I was going to be like this, just giddy and laughing. But I'm just telling people tonight that this is just, if you don't do something within inside you, like, you have to do it for yourself. You know, I think the other was, well, my doctors for years had told me, you know, you better lose weight. You got AFib. You have, let's see, about 6 months before we did that hangout, Susan, I went to the doctor, and he said that you have sleep apnea, and he started doing all these sleep apnea tests on me and stuff like that. And I hated it. I mean, I just hated it. I tried dieting so bad. I mean, I tried every fad, everything under the earth. Nothing happened. Nothing worked. For 10 years, I've been trying to lose weight. 10. So.
Just one of the most beautiful things. To watch somebody love themselves and life so much that they make such a big decision. I think it's just beautiful. I'm so honored. I am so honored to have worked alongside you and been a part of this. Just absolutely honored. Because usually I would just get a glimpse. Like I would do it and then it was gone. I didn't get to enjoy the whole journey. So to me, it's a gift.
I think the other thing is, like, the more we started coaching people and helping other people and seeing I was like, they were inspiring me, and then I was inspiring them.
Yeah.
And last fall, I mean, we had a ton of, sorry, I'm trying to get it together. We had a ton of, and we still do, but I'm just saying, like, what inspires me is to see them inspired by me. Does that make sense?
It absolutely makes sense. Absolutely. And the thing of it is to watch you. Like, you have such a vast tickle trunk that you haven't even dug into to share with people in amongst coaching and the little bit of our products that we're creating. Like, we have a list of more that we're going to create, because your tickle trunk of business knowledge and financial knowledge.
I have a lot up here.
And it takes energy and patience to piece that together to be able to share it. So I'm excited for what's to come, because you have so much to share, and people need it. People want it. And so you need to share it.
Exactly.
And
I think I've had, I mean, just going, and I think I've just been stubborn my whole life. Just growing up, and my grandpa telling me, if you get bucked off the pony, you get back up on. But like, like in this industry in specific, nothing really phases me. There's almost every situation I've seen, so I can help people through that. You know what I mean? I can help people if, like losing homes to foreclosure. I know what that feels like. I can empathize with people on the phone. If someone says that, they're living out of their parents' home, you know what I'm saying? It's because of this 48 years I've been on this earth, I can literally empathize with a lot of people. And I think that was one of my good traits, because when I was in high school, they said I should be well, counselors don't pay that great money. So this is the kind of counseling and things like that, coaching and encouraging people and, getting them out of that stuck financial situation. You know what I mean, Susan?
Exactly.
Because ultimately it doesn't matter what other people think about you. But when you do have someone that thinks about you and cares about you and trusts you, then the world, then everything opens up. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So that's the beautiful part about you and I and how we can work together. And, we were like, wow, this is cool. We have so much in common. I can help this person this way. And then I said, well, I can help this person that way. And then it just started snowballing. And then now, people and mentor people. And as we go, it keeps getting better and better every single day. Absolutely. I didn't even use my notes that I wrote down.
You did it? Do you want to peek at them and see if there's something else you want to have?
Yeah, if I can see. No, I got my contacts all worry. Yeah, I pretty much touched upon that. Like, as we, started helping and coaching and working and, with marketing especially, that's, our forte, helping people. And your forte, of course, is the sustainable fulfillment. And I had never even heard of that concept before I met you. So that's, I think, really and honestly an amazing concept. And you talked about the 3 things to me the other night and before this hangout. And essentially, if you want to run through those, because that's exactly what I think helps every single person.
Absolutely. Are
what
we
do you think?
To give them the goods?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I pretty much covered what I wanted to. I wanted to kind of paint that picture of, where I was. I mean, I was doing well, like I said, but I was stuck because I wasn't wasn't growing personally. I was, you know, bank account's fine, but man, I was letting everything else my whole life, like, you know, my relationship. I mean, there's just a lot of crap that was happening with me at the time. So yeah, you have to have a well balance in your life. And a lot of times entrepreneurs and business owners, like Susan said in the beginning, you may be doing well financially. And like I said, and I have, you know, for a long time because of this, the niche that we're in, but if you don't take care of yourself, you won't even be around to enjoy it. And I think that's what really got me scared. I think that was the other part I was going to say, Susan, is I lost one of my best friends. You know, my mom, it was my mom's best friend, and it was hence my, like, my godmother. I looked at her like my second mom, and I had lost her right around the time you and I met too. I mean, started working together. We've known each other for 2 years, but I'm just saying that was the other aha moment. And I said, man, I gotta do something fast, you know, otherwise my family is gonna be big me. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So
yeah. And you know, it is our responsibility, all these areas of our life, but we also need to work with other people. It's just the way it is. We need to be within communities. We need to have good friends to speak with. We need to buy resources, whether they're books or audios. We need to invest in ourselves. We need to have mentors. We need to invest enough, like, because we deserve it. We need to pay for mentorship, pay for coaching. We need to buy books. That's how we feed ourselves. That's what creates sustainable fulfillment.
Absolutely.
Right?
Exactly.
So here's a part. Here's to break it all down in these 3 steps that I promised in that you probably saw in the copy before this video, or it's below the video, but just to kind of get it real clean for you, what we're talking about, that it is absolutely duplicatable. You can do this, and this is our gift to you for listening all the way through this and believing. You need to hear the story. The stage needs to be set, and you need to hear the story. You need to know the proof. We all need proof, right? Like in business, like especially in the biz ops, we throw around the cash. We have to show, like, yes, it's working. So we've shared the story. We've shown the proof. It's blatantly obvious, but then Tammy's story shows it. And here's the steps. So number 1, and the most important, and we keep on talking about it, you must become aware that you deserve it. That's number 1. And sometimes that takes a bit of exercise. Sometimes it takes a slap upside the head. Sometimes it takes somebody wholeheartedly, genuinely telling you, for you to realize. It's a bit of an awakening. You have to be enlightened to it. Sometimes we can hear the words, we can even say the words, but we're not really buying it. You have to buy it. You have to buy into yourself. You have to buy into that you absolutely, beyond any shadow of a doubt, you absolutely deserve it. And you have to remind yourself too, because you're going to question it. You're going to buy into it, and the next week or a month down the road, you're going to question it. So you have to repeatedly. It needs to be sustained. That's where sustainable comes into place. Just like energy, right? You don't just go out and get some energy and then you have power for life. It has to be completely always fed. So number 1, being aware that you deserve it. Number 2, believing that it's possible. What's it? Whatever you want it to be, but you have to believe that it's possible. If you need to improve your health, whether it's weight loss, fitness, whatever it is in that area, if you need to improve a relationship, if you need to make money, if you need, what's another concrete big one? Money, social. If you need to become more confident, if you need to be more educated, anything like big goal that you want, you have to believe that it's possible. You have to visualize that it's there. So first of all, you deserve it. You have to believe it's possible, whatever it is. Doesn't matter. It's all the same thing. And then number 3, don't forget about number 3. Number 3 is why. There has to be a reason why. We can be given the most perfect blueprint in the world, but if we don't know why, the how doesn't matter.
Right.
We have to know why. And so one of Tammy's whys, which we should like paint a little clearer for you. One of her whys, of course, spelled out some of them to breathe better, so her heart would beat better, so she would feel better. But one of the big whys that just really resonated with her is she did kind of like the idea of putting on an event, even though it scared her. But she did kind of like that, but she knew that she would not go if she didn't lose that weight.
It's true.
Absolutely. So she decided to knock that brick wall down. That was a big part of her why in the beginning. And then when she got going, well, she was just realizing a whole bunch, like the whys kept on adding up. But that was a why that you grabbed onto, right, Taylor?
Yes.
So there has to be
you said November time frame, so I had to focus. Yep.
And we did it too.
Yes, we did.
We lose the weight, but we went and we did that live event. And we're gonna do more, but that
and
first
it was a blast.
Yeah. It's like that. It's like the first time you ride a bike or something. The first one it's big and it's unknown and it's scary. So we did it. So those are the 3 things. Aware, believe, and why. And then in between there, I mean, you just have to do your homework. You have to set boundaries. You have to set boundaries to protect yourself. You have to set boundaries that keep yourself on target. And it's all that kind of self-talk. Those are those 3 things. And don't you ever forget that you absolutely deserve it. I'm incredibly deeply grateful, right? I am every day, but right now in this moment, thank you, Tammy. I absolutely love you. I love what we do. I love working with you. I love who you are. I love who I am with you. I love that you accept my weirdness and my random swearing.
We have together.
And then nothing you buy into my quirkiness. I'll just tell you, okay, well, we gotta do this because people are gonna love it. And you're like, well, whatever. Okay.
It's amazing, and it's just on a day-to-day basis. We're always coming up with some crazy stuff, and just honestly having fun. I mean, why not have fun?
Yeah, this morning our stomachs were.
I thought I was gonna. My stomach was hurting so bad. One of our 10-minute meetings.
Yeah. So for those of you watching,
I appreciate you. I'm very grateful for you.
Thank you. For those of you watching, I have some calls to action, and all humor aside, and all deep ooshy gooshy compassion aside, I have some calls to action.
Yeah, I wasn't playing in the ooshy gooshy stuff. Sorry.
Yeah, that's right. No, this is good. This is good. But those of you watching, you have some decisions to make, and you will absolutely not succeed at anything if you don't take some action. So this is what it's come to. You need to make some decisions, and you need to take some action. And if you got anything out of this video, I want you to comment on it below, or find a post, find us someone. I want you to comment. You need to give us feedback because we deserve it. We've given you huge content here. We've given you huge values. I want you to tell us. You know why? Because then we'll give back. If you put 50 pounds on the scale, we'll probably put 60. You put 100, we'll probably put 120. It'll come back to you, but do give us feedback. I would really appreciate it, and I know Tammy would too. Reach out to us. If you're not already working with us, just get in touch with us. There'll be some place on this page. We're very approachable and reachable. We'd love to hear from you.
Yes, we are.
And you absolutely have to take action. That's what we're about. We have a lot of fun. We're giddy, we're goofy, but you know what? To create results, you have to take action. You have to make some decisions. You have to make a plan. Ask for help with your plan. You have to take action. So take action. And thank you for watching. Tammy, any closing thoughts?
Yeah, I just want to say that, you know, it doesn't matter what you believe in the past and what you think you can't do, because I didn't, like I said, lose weight for 10 plus. So the brain is a miraculous thing. I mean, it really is. So when you have mentoring and training and guidance and things like that, it can absolutely change your life. I've been to seminars, I've been to events, I've seen Dr. Phil. I've seen a lot of people, but when you have a one-on-one kind of hanging out with a person like Susan on a day-to-day basis, you are gonna change. Like, there's no way you're not gonna change. Like, it's just by osmosis almost that you're gonna. So, you know, it's an evolving, amazing thing. And the thing is whether you're in our community already, you're changing. Many people that we've helped already, Susan, and they're changing. Their words are changing. Their whole facial expressions are changing. They're having breakthroughs. So if you wonder if this is really stuff that works, it works. I call it almost on that she has or something like this because whatever it is just like, okay, cool, you know, embrace it. But honestly, if you think you're stuck, you're not stuck. You don't have to feel stuck. You don't have to feel like you're like that's it, because there's just so much to do. You only have one life, so you might as well start living it and might as well start doing it. So thank you very much again, Susan. I love you.
I love you.
Amazing person.
Thank you.
Thank you for letting me share. Thank you so much for having me on.
It's a beautiful thing. Next time it'll go even more. We'll build it out and share all the pieces.
Absolutely.
For all of you watching, we'll see you in the next video, and I'll be looking for your feedback.
Me too. Can't wait to hear everybody's feedback, because a lot of people have been asking me to hear my story and hear Susan's story, and now you guys got to see a glimpse of how we hang out together, and it's an amazing thing. And I don't think people would even believe some of the things that we have to come, because it's going to be amazing.
Absolutely. Yeah, it scares us, actually, how much we have planned.
Absolutely does.